Hi, folks. We are back with Inside Nova Sports editor Dave Fawcett. This is our third installment here of High School Football Talk. Dave, good to see you.
Yeah, Trevor, thank you.
All right, absolutely. So let's just jump right in here. What's running through your mind here, Dave? Any numbers you'd like to discuss with us?
Yeah, there were a couple of things for me that kind of stood out from last Friday that I just thought were worth highlighting. So I'm gonna have my little sheet here, my little printout. So I'm gonna start with this one. This
Oh,
this number
okay.
is 2006, and that represents is the last time Osborne Park's football team had started the season 2-0, and so obviously this season they are after they beat Hilton Friday. Um, what was significant about that too, beyond the fact they haven't been 2-0 in 20 years, is that they came back. They were down 14-0, came back to win 27-14. And this is a program that's really struggled.
Right.
They've had three straight 1-9 seasons. They haven't reached the postseason since 2009, which is also the same season they last had a winning record. So it's one of those. So I kind of mentioned today when I wrote something up about it. Two wins doesn't make a season. Obviously, there's more games to play. But I think for a program like that, with everything that's they've been the challenges they've had to start 2-0, it's
Yeah.
got to be a nice morale boost for those kids. They Hilton's winless. They beat Freedom the previous week, who's winless, but it shouldn't matter. It's the fact that they're 2-0. They came back against Hilton, and they're just in a position they haven't been in a long time. So
Yeah, to have those signs of life, and as we both know, momentum in sports is one
right,
heck of a boost.
right.
So that's terrific. Good for the fellas at Osborne Park. Love it. Um, what else? What else you got for me?
So in that same vein, so I'm going to throw up this number now. It's number 6. Now that represents the number of points that Freedom Woodbridge scored in their loss. Now
Mhm.
42-6 last Friday. Now again, some people are like, well, you only scored 6 points. You got blown out. But again, understanding what's been the situation over there. This is a program that coming into that Annandale game last Friday, they had not scored any points since they won the state title in 2023. And the story of what's going on over there has been, I think, well documented. But the fact that they were only down 14-6 at halftime. The fact that they were able to move the ball, they were able to generate some offense. I think it's just important to remember, measuring sticks on especially at the high school level don't always have to be in wins and losses. And the fact that they can be measured in different ways, and the fact that yeah, it was only 6 points, yeah, they still lost, and yeah, they lost by a big margin. But you're starting to see some progress there, and I just think that's important to mention as well that
Mhm.
things are kind of starting to head in the right direction, and you have to acknowledge that, and I think give them some credit for what's
Yeah,
for that as
they have
well.
to be pleased with that first half
Yeah,
performance. Yeah,
yeah.
great.
And the final one is on my little sheet here is this number. Now this represents 20, represents this first half deficit that Colgan faced Friday against Brook Point. And so instead of kind of wilting in the second half, they came out, and actually I should have thrown the other number up there, which was 27. They scored 27 straight points and came away with a 41-34 win. One on a last second interception to seal it. And what's really significant about this too, and I didn't use this number because they still have to play this Friday night, but if they win Friday night, they beat Unity Reed, and I think there's a pretty good chance that can happen since
Mhm.
Unity Reed's 0-2 and they haven't scored a point all season. Is that this will be the first time that Colgan will have been started a season off 3-0 since they first fielded a varsity program in 2017. So they're really starting to build some momentum over there.
Right.
And, again, going down to Brook Point, winning the way they did on the road, that's got to be a big morale booster for them as well. So,
Some fascinating early season
yeah,
storylines. That's thank you for keeping, just kind of keeping attuned to that for us. And it's good, it's good kind of quick hits for folks to pay
yeah,
attention to.
right.
Awesome. Okay, now we know we mentioned Battlefield last week. They continue to just be on a tear. What is going on at their starting quarterback position?
Yeah, kind of, unfortunate. Their starting
Mhm.
quarterback, who's been a 3-year starter, Callum O'Shea, he announced this past Sunday that his high school career is over. He's a senior. He had retorn his ACL in the Battlefield's season opening win August 28th against North Stafford. I think they were just kind of evaluating, seeing how he was doing, but they
Yeah,
after talking to doctors, family members, all that, it was pretty clear, I think, to them just to as a precautionary measure so they can avoid further damage. It was better now to just end it because he will get the chance to play at the University of Richmond. That's who he's committed to. So just for a variety of reasons, it was in his best interest, I think, obviously, to just as tough a decision as that was because he's been really pivotal in their success. He's a dual threat and can do a lot of things, but there's a bigger picture here that he's obviously he and his family have to take in consideration, and they did. And so he ended up making that decision. The good news is that Battlefield is a very capable backup in Ethan. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right. If I'm not, forgive me. Stowell. Um, he filled in for Callum last season in the playoffs after Callum initially tore his ACL in Battlefield's regular season finale against Patriot. He started last Friday against Mountain View through two touchdown passes. He came in for Callum when Callum was injured against North Stafford through two touchdowns. So, and Battlefield's got a lot of weapons. They got a creative offense. There's a lot of players they can use. They don't have to rely strictly on the quarterback, but a very experienced line. So um, it's tough. I mean, you feel bad for a kid who won't get to be able to finish his senior year, a kid who's very capable, very talented. Obviously, the team is, feeling that as well, but they've got to move forward. And certainly, Ethan is capable of
right.
continuing that, continuing what they've already started.
Yeah, that's you know that has to hurt for a high school senior
Yeah,
to
you
not
feel
be able
bad
to
for him.
be
I
on the
mean,
field.
because you don't get that back.
Yeah.
And again, as we've mentioned before, this is a team that's got state championship
Hmm.
possibilities,
Yeah.
and he worked so hard in the off season to get into this position. So, heal that ACL. I mean, he did a lot of work. And it just happened. And, but, again,
The downside of
very mature
sports.
decision there to be able to make sure, hey, we're moving forward here without taking any unnecessary risks.
Yeah, and at least he has a future and hopefully a
Yes,
college career and whatever else comes with that to look forward
absolutely.
to. As someone who's on his third ACL himself, Callum, good luck, work hard, you'll be fine. We're thinking of you. All right, let's head week three. Yeah,
Big
week
three.
three. So what are you keeping your eye on here for
Sure.
this upcoming Friday?
So full slate of games. I guess again this Friday. I guess the one I'm looking at in particular is up at Woodbridge. They're going to host Dunbar out of DC. Dunbar was 12-1 last season. Won I guess it's the DC state title. They have a number of players coming back. Dunbar has started off 0-2, but they've played some strong competition there. And I know this was a game that Woodbridge coach Jimmy Longerbeam had it sort of on his wish list
Hmm.
as a non-district opponent if it could happen because he understands he's got a pretty talented team this year and he really
Yeah.
wants to test them as much as possible before they get into district play. So Woodbridge, of course, is 2-0. Their offense is just rolling. I think they've scored now in two games 109 points. They beat Gainesville Friday 55-14. So
Hmm.
that's got the makings of a really good game on both sides. But especially for Woodbridge, again, another opportunity just to test themselves and see,
Right.
okay, we know we think we're good, but now this is another chance to say, yeah,
Great.
we're headed in the right direction here.
Great measuring stick for them. And of course, I think Woodbridge has they've provided some content every week thus far. Yeah, you kind of called it from the very beginning of I'm intrigued by them. A lot of returning starters, some transfers, and it's thus far they've proven
Yep,
to really be strong out the gate and look
absolutely,
sensational.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
they're doing well.
Well, that's terrific. Folks who are tuning in, thank you. Thanks for watching. Please head to InsideNoVa.com, read Dave's coverage, read our other reporters' coverage. We will have, scores up as quickly as we can Friday night, and we will be out covering that Woodbridge game. Thank Dave. Thanks as always. We will catch you next week, if not before. Keep up the great work.
Thanks, Trevor.
Thanks, Dave. Folks, head to InsideNoVa.com. Thank you.